Hi, this is T.H. Culhane for Solar Cities with Christopher Lindstrom behind the camera from Solar Cities, and today's the last day of my 53rd year on the planet. So tomorrow, March 20th, the first day of spring, will also be my birthday, and it's really good to get this done on my birthday. It is the first biodigester that we've done in Costa Rica, and the only other one we've done in the Caribbean was in Dominican Republic last year with Mercy College students from Envisage. This one's really cool because this one is in a beautiful, loving eco retreat center. It's also an education center where a lot of people from the community and around the world will come to see how you turn food waste into fuel and fertilizer again. It starts, of course, with the teeth of the dragon, the mighty teeth. So thanks to Incinerator Corporation out of Racine, Wisconsin, they donated this first eco retreat incinerator, probably the first one down here in this country, and we brought it down on the airplane, Chris and I, and we just installed this in the utility sink, and this is dedicated now to going into the digester. We also have a pipe here if you want to just wash dishes or do something that could go out to the septic, but we put this in a bucket, and of course that teeth, when we turn it on, we just take our, there's some pineapple bits, turn a little bit of water on, just a bit, and start grinding away. We want to remind you not to put mango pits in, they might jam the machine, so we'll keep the mango pits aside. But everything else, all that organic garbage, banana peels, rice, and you name it, all that, because nobody's going to eat this part or this part, all that heavy stuff goes into the bucket. And I'm not going to belabor this too much. I think you get the idea. There's a lot of food waste that even pigs won't eat. So the incinerator is the mechanical hog. Okay? So that's the basic idea there. Then you take the bucket after it finishes draining out. Put this here for a second. And this is the nice slurry that it makes. It's ground down to a very small particle size. And we could take this directly out to the digester, but here we've got it plumbed, so we go to where they wash the dishes, and so we pour this down like this. And also wash the dishes here. Soap is okay for these, but don't use antibacterial soap. And you should use warm water whenever you wash the dishes or whenever you do this, because the bacteria in the tank will like warmth. And we painted it black so they'll have that warmth, but give them warm water. And as you can see, all that stuff neatly goes down the pipe and automatically into the digester. Now I'm going to leave this on because we're still filling the digester, and normally you wouldn't do this until your digester first starts making flammable gas, that beautiful blue flame. Right now we just started the digester. It's going to be okay to put a little bit of food in, but you don't feed it every day until it starts producing its blue light. We just wanted to test this concept and show that it works, that you can grind the food and put it down. So come on outside for a second and we'll show you what the digester looks like. Show Eduardo what it looks like. This is Eduardo. He runs the place. This is his baby, and he's just got 2 baby dragons now to join his beautiful eco retreat baby. So here in the beautiful rainforest in the mountains near Miramar. And here we have the 2 dragons, the twin dragons. So you see that where we were was the pipe coming out, and we've put a valve here to stop it, otherwise it would drain to septic. And instead the diversion, when this valve is closed, just goes right into this manifold, which evenly distributes to both of the tanks. There is a valve here so that we can preferentially feed either tank. If one's starting to go acid, if we detect that it's getting too acid, we'll just close the valve on that one and we'll only feed one until it recovers. This gives you that isolation. There is a cap here that prevents too much rain when there's monsoons and heavy rains from over flooding it. We can also cover this, but this enables us to still put a pole in if there was any kind of blockage. You could go through, or you simply remove this like that. You can also use this port for pouring new manure in. You can get new manure and mix it with a stick in a barrel until it's liquid and pour the manure in this nice 4-inch hole. If you have a acid event where you fed it too much and it goes acid, then you want to add new inoculant, new manures, horse manure, cow manure, alpaca manure.
dog manure, whatever. And then you can do that. So it gives you optional ways to feed. Because these are big 3-inch pipes, you can also, if you have something that you've, a pit to what was that fruit, the Garcinia that you had, we can just take that and just drop that in. There's no problem with just dropping things in as long as they don't clog these pipes. You can feed from here, breaks a banana peel up into pieces and just drop them in. You can do that if you don't want to use the incinerator, if the electricity's out for whatever reason, you still can feed from here. Okay, so that's the manifold. This is the mouth of the Dragon. And then when we come around here, the gas is coming out the center. It just goes right into the 2-inch threaded hole that was in the lid. This pipe does not go any further down, just comes up. It's taller than where the pipe comes in, so that when the water level gets up to here, the gas can still bubble up unobstructed and then go out into the kitchen, or actually to the gas bag. This pipe goes all the way to the bottom, and there's a cut at the bottom to let the food in. This pipe also goes all the way to the bottom. This is the slurry out or fertilizer out pipe. It goes to the bottom, but there's a hole in the center of the pipe right here where the spent fuel, the liquid fertilizer, comes out, because there's active bacterial action going on here at the top where the grease and fats float, and there's active bacterial action at the bottom where the solids sink. But in the middle, it's kind of like the spent fuel, and that's what comes out passively, overspilling when this is full. So this is always filled with water, and when we add more water and it gets to this height, you're going to see an overspill. And that's why we have this hole here, so that atmospheric pressure can prevent a siphon effect. Otherwise, it would start spilling out and would drain the tank very quickly. So just by having even a pinhole here, we can do that. We keep this a little larger again so we can shove a rod through to unclog, or to put temperature sensors in. We use Arduino microcontroller temperature sensors to see how the tanks are doing. And then this overspills this beautiful liquid fertilizer that's nitrogen rich into the garden. So if you come down this way, you'll see we also have this beautiful PVC bladder or gas bag made by Dave Luter from Chester County, Pennsylvania, one of our Solar Cities team members, and he's manufacturing these bags. They hold the gas for almost ever. The gas outlet is here. We're going to hook that up to the 2 gas outs. And then what's nice about these bags, he's made it so that we can hang them by putting a rod through this sleeve, and it could be hung up on the wall there. And then we could put a weight to press a swinging weight like we did in Tamara to press the gas out. Or it could be just put on the ground, and you could put blankets or something heavy on top to get the gas to the kitchen. And that's basically it. We have 2 tanks always. They're painted black because the sun they absorb the sun's light and turn it into heat when it's black. And the sun, that's the west right there, and the sun goes up there and that's the south there, rises in the east and sets in the west. So you have a good solar exposure right here, gravity feed to it. If one tank becomes too acid, then you still have the other tank to re-inoculate the first tank. So it's good to have 2 tanks as buddies. They buffer each other, they protect each other. And then the last thing to say is that the color black also prevents light from getting in, which could, in some cases, let algae bloom. Algae make oxygen, and that would have a bad effect on the methanogens, which are anaerobic. So that's the 2 reasons for painting them black. If we were in the north, like Chris and I are up in New York or Pennsylvania, then we insulate it. We put them inside the house, in the basement, in the kitchen. But this is fine to be outdoors in the sun. And it's going to be very exciting to be part of this beautiful healing center's earth healing with the Dragon solution. So for Solar Cities, I'm T.H. Culhane, Chris Lindstrom behind the camera. Thank you very much. Try this at home.